Hello and welcome. My name is Vukile. We're gonna look at the African lead guitar. So I titled this tutorial or video, if you want, African lead guitar studies. And what we're gonna do is look at the ways in which you can play this type of guitar, which is the lead guitar. So we're gonna look at but first of all, before let me just go to the end of this thing here. How are we going to go through this? We're going to go through number one, theory diagrams to show you where each note is located on the fretboard. And then we do some practical demonstrations on the fretboard. And then we do some song examples, get some licks, or try to find out how we formulate licks given a piece of chord progressions running in the background. So we can demonstrate different methods of different methods of dealing with the licks there, and also we're gonna have some example licks show how we play those licks because things like techniques are quite difficult to deal with without showing them on the fretboard or on a theory diagram. So here we go. Let's go back to what are we going to learn on the fretboard? What are we going to study? So number one, we're going to study scales. First off, we're going to study notes. And on the notes, we have what is called a staff notation. Staff notation and the tonic solfa notation. And we are also going to do some linear scales, that is studying scales up and down one string, at a time. And then we're going to do vertical scales, that is studying scales on all the 6 strings at the same time. Then we're going to do some diagonal scales, going through the diagonally forward or diagonally backwards, whichever way you look at it. And then we're going to go through intervals of scales. And the scale that we're going to start with is the major scale. And then we're going to do interval chord progressions. And then we go to number 2, chords. We're going to do power chords, which are derived from intervals. Then we're going to do triads, derived still from a scale, which is the major scale. We're going to do, practically speaking, every scale has intervals and has triads and tetrads. Now we're going to have to formulate some tetrads from our scale, the major scale, and we're going to tetrads. When formulating tetrads, you get chords like 7th chords, but you specifically have 4 notes in that. That's why we call them tetrads. You have 4 notes or 4 different types of notes. 7th or 86 or a slash chord. You add a certain bass. And then we will also go to full chords, 3-note chords or 4-note chords or 5-note chords, whichever. And also go to chord progressions. Chord progressions is very beautiful. We're going to look at the caged system that we started looking at the other time, and then we see how we can locate chords around a root. Okay. Then we go to arpeggios. We're gonna do some linear arpeggios. That is on 1 string or on 2 strings, going up and down the strings. And then we're gonna do vertical arpeggios. Must let you know that arpeggios, if you have 3 arpeggios, are notes of a chord. If you have 4-note chords, you can form some beautiful scales on the fretboard by using the arpeggio notes. especially when you're playing them in a vertical fashion. So we're going to look at that, and also if when you're playing them in a diagonal fashion, which you're calling here diagonal arpeggios. And we're going to look at arpeggiation of chords, which is a little bit different from the way you would normally play arpeggios. We're going to look at that. It's a form of soloing, a form of creating rhythm as well. Now we will look at guitar techniques. On guitar techniques, we have what is called the right hand techniques, and then the left hand techniques, and then showmanship. In a nutshell, the right hand techniques are performed solely by the right hand. In order for you to produce that effect or that kind of style, you have to use the left hand. Of course, the other hand is coming into play, but the major player there would be the right hand, and and then the left hand techniques are produced by the left hand. Showmanship is a way of trying to play things in a fashion that would attract viewers or fans or whatever you call them when you're playing. We'll demonstrate a few of those. Now we also go down to answer this question: what is a solo composed of? Basically, a solo is composed of notes, scales, intervals, triads, tetrads, arpeggios, chords, techniques, whatever we would have talked about up there can be used to form solos. Forming licks, that's our next number 6. We'll do licks derived from other instruments, licks from scale knowledge, melodic licks, harmonic licks, accompaniment, lead guitar, question and answer techniques. In this case, you might be answering the bass using the lead guitar, or you're answering the rhythm guitar, or a keyboard, or whatever other instrument that is there playing, and then you answer it with the lead guitar, or you ask a question with it, that kind of stuff. And then we go to licks from your mouth. It's your mouth, either you're humming or singing, da 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 dun da da dum. Then you play that on the guitar, something like that. So this is the what we're going to look at in this section, which is called African lead guitar. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Vukile. I'm gonna meet you in the next video. Bye.